6 different ways to grow your business with word of mouth marketing without having to use any money on ads. If you're a new photographer, using word of mouth marketing, it can be so beneficial for growing your business. But the important thing is having a strategy to make sure that you're getting the most out of that word of mouth as possible. If you don't have a strategy, that's okay. Today, we're going to talk about 6 ways to help you grow your word of mouth marketing. So if you're not entirely sure how beneficial word of mouth marketing can be for your business, just think about any time you have made a purchase because someone you know, either a friend or family member, told you about it and you bought that specific thing based on their testimonial. Research actually says that 92% of people make decisions on purchasing based off of word of mouth marketing. So hearing about something from somebody that they know. That is the same with photography. So if somebody tells a friend or a family member about you, then that person is much more likely to choose you as a photographer than somebody that they just found on Instagram or on Google. But the trick is to actually make it easier for your customers to share your information or to make your process more memorable or stand out so that they have these little nuggets of information to share with people. So by the end of this video, you'll have 6 different ways to grow your business with word of mouth marketing without having to use any money on ads. Okay, so the first one that we're going to talk about is customer service. So it seems like a no-brainer. You're a photographer, you have great customer service, but there's so much more to it than being just friendly or responsive, but also your entire process that you have for people to book you and making sure that that's an easy. So when I started as a photographer, I used a Google form to book people, which worked and it was free. But it wasn't a great process. It didn't show people my availability. It didn't have a lot of information, and it seemed pretty basic. So having a much more robust and easy to use booking platform actually helps with your word of mouth marketing because it allows customers to trust you, trust the process, and overall they have a better experience with an easy booking process. So with this example, imagine somebody books you, they have a great experience, they love their photos, and then they go on to leave you a Google review. And in that Google review, they talk about how easy you were to deal with. Part of that being easy to deal with is how well the booking process was up front, how well your gallery delivery was. All of those pieces play into that customer service part. Number 2 is strategically using free shoots or monocalls to grow your business. There's so much opportunity that photographers aren't utilizing with free shoots. In my first year as a photographer, I actually did 16 free photo shoots. It helped me with figuring out my niche, what I like to do, practice my skills, and grow my word of mouth marketing. So with free shoots, what I see the most often is photographers posting on their Instagram story saying, hey, I have this idea for a photo shoot and I am looking for somebody who wants to do it. Imagine instead of just putting in your Instagram stories and then saying, yeah, you can have this free shoot if you want to do this concept. Instead, you use it as a marketing tool. So you come up with a concept for what you want to do for your free shoot, make sure that it's something that will build your portfolio or your skills in some way. And then promote it on your social media platforms, but leverage it to grow your email list. Then all of a sudden, people have to be on your email list to access or get to do the free shoot. So you're growing that email list, which will allow you to continue to communicate and market to those people who are interested in your work already. So in my first year, I did 16 free photo shoots. So that was 16 clients that I worked with. I made sure they were shoots I wanted to do that grew my skills, that grew my portfolio and benefited me. But it was also 16 clients that weren't hard to get that I was then able to ask them to post the photos and tag me, or they would tell their friends about me. And those 16 shoots turned into so many other paid shoots because those were people I was working with directly who then shared my information with their friends and family and grew my business. The third way to leverage word of mouth marketing is through collaborations. And I love this one. So, with photography, growing on social media is possible, but it's difficult. You get followers who are just looking at you for your work, but not necessarily going to book you. But when you collaborate with other local businesses, then you're tapping into their following, which is hopefully also a local following, and getting the word out about your work. So you can collaborate in different ways and leverage it through growing your social media and getting word of mouth out that way. But then also that business will likely share and tag you in those photos, which will even continue on that word of mouth marketing. An example of something that I have done a few times actually is partnering with a local florist. I partner with them to do mini shoots and workshops. They'll do a workshop like on making flower crowns, and then I'll do a mini photo shoot after. So that's all their clients. I'm tapping into their clients through their floral business, but then also leveraging their social media following to get even more word of mouth, marketing. So when you do a collaboration with a small business, if it's an event, you can promote the event in collaboration with that small business. And the example that I gave, I took photos of the people, obviously with the flower crowns, but I also took photos of the process and the workshop that that business can use, and they can tag me. So you're leveraging their social media through multiple ways to get the word out about your services and what you offer. So something I talk about a lot, and the fourth one on the list is mini sessions at the market. Markets, whether it's a farmer's market, a flea market, a holiday market, an exhibition, a street fair, a mall market, whatever it is a business incubator. It is a way to grow your business in front of a large, hopefully local audience. It's important to choose the right market up front that fits your target market and the type of photography that you want to do. If you're a family photographer, a mom market is a great option. And it is such good brand awareness for word of mouth marketing. Through market minis and booking minis on the spot, I have gotten new clients who booked me right there for a mini shoot. I've gotten new clients because they met me there and they booked a full shoot later on. And then I've also had customers come up to my booth and talk to me and then tell their friends and family that they met me there. Even if they didn't book any shoots with me, they still thought it was interesting to meet a photographer at the market, and they shared that information with their community. And so I've gotten photo shoot bookings through that, not to mention being able to leverage the social media of the farmers market that I set up at, and to tag the other businesses and working with and doing collaborations with those other businesses who attend the same market. So there's so much opportunity at a market to grow your word of mouth marketing, and so many other things like growing your email list, booking minis on the spot, so you're actually making money right then and there. I've gotten bookings from other businesses who are there, either for family shoots or brand shoots. As I said, they're a business incubator, and that is so true. Such a great opportunity if you're just starting out on your photography business. Number 5 is your brand. So as I said earlier, if you're able to stand out against other photographers in any way, then that gives people a nugget of information to be able to share about you. So having a strong brand, or really niching down and figuring out what your brand is, that's going to really help you to stand out and give people something to talk about you to other people. So for example, so this is why strong branding really matters. For instance, I love to do creative storytelling family sessions, and I like to do them based on unique ideas and tying in a little bit to people's story and who they are and what they love. One of the ways I market that is through sharing ideas about old Disney movies and how those could be on social media. I use old VHS tapes, as you can see in the back here, as inspiration for photo shoots. Since that's something that's unique and it ties into my brand, and it's something that people can use to talk about me. So, for example, I was working with this marketing company and doing headshots for them. one of the people from the marketing company introduced me to somebody else. They said, "This is Lindsay. She does photo shoots based on old Disney movies." That was the first time I heard someone talk about me in that way. It was that little piece of my brand, or big piece, that they had held on to and used as the nugget of information to explain what I do. So chances are that's also happening behind my back. Having a strong brand that is unique to you will help with word of mouth marketing because it gives someone that nugget of information to talk about you. Okay, so number 6, and the last one, kind of ties it together, which is having a workflow that makes it easy for people to engage in word of mouth marketing activities. Word of mouth marketing can be when somebody talks about you to friends and family, but it can also be when someone leaves a Google review, a Facebook review, gives you a testimonial. That creates social proof, which can also help. Something else that's really interesting is when a client gives you a testimonial or leaves a review about you, that creates more brand loyalty. So they're more likely to support you and talk about you with their friends and family going forward, because it's a psychological thing of when we have left a review and said we like this thing, we are more likely as humans to stick to it, which is kind of cool. So the more reviews you can get, actually, the more brand loyalty you create, and then you're more likely to have people do word of mouth marketing. You can also use those words they left on Google or Facebook or email to you to use as social proof to share with other potential clients to create a sense of trust, and they're more likely to book you. So that is why number 6 is having a workflow, making it easy for clients to leave you a Google review. Generally, after you deliver the gallery, do you have an easy way for people to leave you a review? You should have your Google business profile set up. Then people could just Google you and leave a review. But that's not the easiest path forward. So making sure that you have it in your workflow somewhere, either in email when you send the gallery or a follow-up that you do asking for a testimonial, assuming you know that they love your photos and they're going to leave you a good testimonial. Having that as part of your workflow will really help and make it easier for them. Just having a direct link. For Google, you can go in and actually just get the direct link. So when they click it, it opens up the Google page where they can leave a review. That makes it way easier than being like, "Hey, can you go leave me a review on Google?" You can also every once in a while put in your Instagram stories, "Hey, if we've worked together before, can you leave me a Google review?" And you can put the link, or you can put a chat box and just ask for nice words that you can use on your website, whatever it is. But making it as easy as possible for your clients so they're not like searching or figuring it out or just hoping that they do it on their own without asking them. So word of mouth marketing will happen naturally. If you didn't do any of these things, if people love your work, it'll happen. But if you strategically set up these systems, it's just going to make it happen quicker and be a lot more likely that it will happen. When you've worked with 10 clients, with those 10 clients, leave you a review, tell friends and family, or share photos on social media and tag you, and you set up systems to make it easy for them, then it's just going to work a lot quicker for you. So just to recap, we talked about good customer service and how that can be part of the whole booking process, leveraging free photo shoots to grow your word of mouth marketing, offering minis at the market and leveraging your local market to build brand awareness and word of mouth marketing. We talked about specifically how your brand and something unique about it can encourage word of mouth marketing, collaborating with a local business in your community, having a workflow, and making sure it's easy for customers to refer you to other people, making sure if you want Google reviews that you ask for them and make it easy in your workflow for them to do it. Word of mouth marketing will always happen naturally, but with these systems that you can leverage strategically, you're going to have a much better chance of growing your business through word of mouth marketing. Okay, so now you have 6 different strategies that you can implement in your business today to grow your word of mouth marketing. If you have any questions or you want me to go in more detail about any of them, please let me know in the comments and I'd be happy to do that.